Welcome to the Oregon State Capitol Foundation's Walk of the Flags dedication. We trust that this Flag Day will be a special one that will remain in your memories for a good long while. Please join me in a salute to our country's flag as we pledge allegiance to it and remain standing while the Keizer Community Band plays our Star-Spangled Banner. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. The Keizer Community Jazz Band, led by Michael Koenig, is providing the music for this unique dedication, and we're very, very grateful. Very, very grateful. Have you ever been bandless 2 weeks prior to the event? We are very grateful, and I'm going to do a little bit more commercial pretty quick. They're a great group of people. We want to thank some others that made today's exhibit possible. The special installation team of Elmer's Flag and Banner of Portland. Some of them are here. If you'd applaud, I'd appreciate it. Lynn Johnson, designer Lynn Johnson of Arbuckle, caustic architect in Salem. She is here, but Clarence Barker, Barker Surveying Company. He's been serving Salem for the Salem area for 32 years. I understand that he donates his service to a lot of nonprofit civic activities, and he's never been thanked, but he is today. Jackie Anderson of Valley Brass in Salem, for the 2 large plaques at the entrances of our Walk of the Flags. Jackie and Valley Brass also participated in our Medal of Honor Veterans Memorial located at the base of the large flagpoles in front of the Capitol. Jackie Anderson of Valley Brass. And to the Oregon Legislature, who created the Oregon State Capitol Foundation, we thank you for your continued involvement and support. And believe it or not, somebody asked if I was going to introduce each of them, and I decided that we'd do it like that. But anyway, thank you very much. The members of the Oregon State Capitol Foundation, many of them are here. Thanks for your dedicated support for this beautiful people's building, our state capitol, and all of the projects that you bring to it. And I was blessed to have a committee that they did an outstanding job. Fred Vanetta, I saw him a moment ago. He's standing over here. And Gary Wilhelms is here someplace. The 2 of them are fantastic to work with. We appreciate it. And I want to personally say thanks to 4 legislative administrative people for their counsel, for their encouragement, for their enthusiasm. Debbie Lowry, Herb Cullum, who's in charge of weather, You see him over here with his canopy ready to rush in and put you all under it. Erling Naylor and the leader of the group, Dave Henderson. Oregon's pretty lucky to have this outstanding team serving, and we thank each of them. For many of us, this dedication is a dream come true, and we're so grateful to everybody that helped make it happen. Tony Meeker is the chair of the Oregon State Capitol Foundation. Tony's a graduate of Willamette, an Air Force veteran, a former state representative, state senator, and state treasurer. Our chairman, Tony Meeker.
Thank you very much, Frank. On behalf of the Oregon State Foundation Board of Directors, I would like to personally extend our collective thanks to each person that made this project possible. And I want us all to applaud those who made it happen. The Oregon State Capitol Foundation does not operate on general funds or any other source of tax revenue, Mr. Governor and members of the legislature. We operate on the generosity of the public, and we're very proud of the projects that have occurred in a very short time since this foundation was created. The Medal of Honor winner under each one of the two flags, the state flag and the national flag. If you haven't taken the time to look at it, pause and reflect. And now this project. I want to ask Frank Brawner to please accept our thanks for being the chairman of both of those projects. Frank. That was not in the script, and Frank makes you stick to the script. So I have to sit down. But I want to one more time say thank you so much, all of you who have made this possible. The Oregon State Capitol Foundation Board of Directors will be asking you for help in the future.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. That's a tribute to you. Thank you again. Thank you very much. See, some legislators have been trying to get these three together for some while, and it took me 5 minutes, and I got them up here. Now, I appreciate you giving credit. Do you want to know what the next project is? Do you think a Ferris wheel in the Senate? It's now my privilege to introduce It's now my privilege to introduce seven-term representative, first elected to the Oregon Senate in 1998 and unanimously elected president of the Senate earlier this year from Salem, the Honorable Peter Courtney, president of the Senate.
Thank you, Frank. Governor, Speaker, my fellow legislators, friends. When I was on the Capitol Foundation when it was first founded, and Frank Brawner brought up this idea, I did question it because I didn't quite know how we could afford it, because the foundation is supposed to come up with private money for everything it does. I didn't know where you were going to put it, inside or outside, and I didn't know how well it would go over, but in a few minutes, of course, we will complete the task, and I think all my questions have been answered and answered well. I'm a bit embarrassed to tell you that when I was a young boy, one of the first history lessons the good nuns taught me is I had to learn the states and I had to learn their capitals. and I had to learn the year that they were admitted into the Union, but I never had to learn anything about their flags. And so I have a feeling that many teachers who visit here with their students will probably take advantage of this Walk of Flags to literally deal with all those subjects. So this is a history lesson outside the state capitol. I think that will be ongoing for all the students who do come to our capitol, and many do as long as they're teachers. Another thing that I've never been able to do in life, and I'm too old so that I will never have an opportunity to do it, I always wanted to visit every one of the states. And I haven't been able to do that, not even get close to it. But at least this morning, in a few minutes at least, when they put the flags up, I'll be able to say I visited all the different states, at least their flags. Now, there's a few unique things I want to tell you about it, because it just occurred to me this morning when I came out here by myself, is that we're the only state of the 13 western states that's doing this. Now, I want to say that we're the only state in the Union that's doing it, but I know that it's not true. Florida is doing it, but they're doing it on the inside. As they walk way to the governor's office, the flags are inside, and Alabama, though, is doing it on the outside. There may be additional states, but our research this time we're struggling with, we haven't been able to find that. Another fascinating thing is the first flag that is here is the flag of Delaware, and the last flag, depending upon how you go, left or right, is Hawaii. And you know why. Delaware was the first state in the Union, and back in 1887, Hawaii's 1859. Well, what fascinates me even more, if you go down to the other end, the 25th state is the state of Arkansas, 1836, and the 26th state is the state of Michigan, 1837. What I like about this is Delaware is way east, Hawaii is way west, and then you come through in between, you have Arkansas, which is southern state. Believe me, Arkansas is a southern state. And then you have the state of Michigan, and Michigan is very much Midwest. So basically you have way west, way east, and you have the Midwest as well as the South in terms of at least the way these things have been laid out. The final thing is I just want to share with you is I'm upset about something. I'll never have the honor or privilege of calling myself a native Oregonian. There have been several states in my life. And one of these is my flag. I am taking care of one of these flags. But what I didn't realize the other night is the speaker has gone and taken care of another flag that's very much in my life, and she didn't ask me about that. So I got my flag, but she's got one of the flags that was a major part of my upbringing, and I didn't know it until a few nights ago, and I do plan to discuss that with her. This is, I think, a remarkable thing. I have a feeling that this is going to become, it's very much a novelty, and probably it will become the thing that's the most talked about feature on the grounds of the Oregon State Capitol. I really think that's extraordinary that what Frank has done and the Capitol Foundation. I want to thank them for putting together what we call the Walk of Flags and the dedication ceremony that we're doing here today on Flag Day. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And Peter is a donor, and he's going to be raising his flag pretty quick. I'm pleased to introduce the first Speaker of the House since 1993 to preside over the House in consecutive sessions. She is serving her fourth term in the House as a member from Wood Village and 6 sessions as legislative assistant to her husband. I'm pleased and honored to introduce the Honorable Karen Minnis, Speaker of the House. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Governor, Senate President Courtney, and others. Thank you for having us here today. Today we dedicate this Walk of Flags as a symbol of our nation's diversity and unity. What an appropriate way to celebrate Flag Day. A flag is more than pieces of cloth sewn into a colorful design. A flag represents the ideals, the hopes, history, and dreams of a place and its people. That's why really sewn into each flag, which is why we treasure and defend them. The flags gathered here represent 50 individual stories in the history of our nation, from the earliest colonies to the states like Oregon, created by the great western expansion of the 19th century, to the most recent states added when Mark Hatfield was governor. These flags represent the different paths taken to become part of America. They also represent the different paths many of us and our families took to becoming Oregonians, since many of us came here from other states before we made Oregon your home. Together, the states form a united whole that has been tested in civil war and more than 2 centuries of growth and conflict to become the greatest nation on this earth. In that word, united, that makes us, the United States, makes us a great nation. And it is in the spirit of honoring other states that we proudly display their flags on the grounds of our state capitol. This display honors our brother and sister states and serves as a visual reminder that we are among 50 states proud to call themselves the United States of America. I wish to also express my thanks to the Capitol Foundation for their vision to see this project completed and to the donors who have made it and its continuing maintenance possible. Thank you. And just as an addendum, President Courtney, my father was born in Wheeling, West Virginia. Thank you.
And obviously, you know that the Speaker is a donor, and we're very proud of our President and our Speaker. Both supported us. We are honored to introduce Marine Corps veteran, former state representative, former state senator, former Oregon Insurance Commissioner, former Oregon Attorney General, former member of the Oregon Supreme Court, Ted Kulongoski. Ted Kulongoski was sworn in January of 2003 as Oregon's governor. Ladies and gentlemen, Governor Ted. Good to see you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. It is an honor to be here, but before I begin my formal remarks, can I just do one thing? Now, everybody, go Beavers! Frank, that was for you, Senator Morris. Thank you, Frank, for your introduction. As mentioned already, we wouldn't be here today without Tony Meeker, Oregon State Capitol Foundation Chair, and the others who make up the Oregon State Capitol Foundation, which spearheaded this project and sponsored our flag, the flag of the great state of Oregon. I'm also pleased to be with the President of the Senate, Peter Courtney, and the Speaker of the House, Karen Minnis, along with all of the other members of the legislature. And as I looked around, that there are a number of other former legislators and former statewide elected officials here, and I just want to say welcome back to the Capitol. Many Oregonians, and as you and I would probably agree with this statement, probably do not know much about the Oregon State Capitol Foundation and their role in our state. This organization is critical to preserving the history of Oregon's capital, focusing on enhancing the dignity and beauty of the capital, while also fostering cultural and educational opportunities for citizens and visitors from around the world. And that's exactly what this new addition to the Capitol grounds will provide, a symbol of our state's pride and our nation's unity for thousands of adults and children in the coming years. A project of this scope that is done entirely through the efforts of volunteers and, as was stated, no tax dollars, is testament to the creativity, generosity, and pride of our citizenry. So I want to also thank the many private donors from both business and individuals who made this project possible. It's fitting that we celebrate this new addition to the Capitol on Flag Day. Flags have for centuries been used to communicate messages of distress, of surrender, of victory, of national honor, and of celebration. Today, with this walk of flags, we are sending a message of pride. Pride in the 50 states that form our great union, pride for the achievements we've accomplished in our free nation, and pride in our great state of Oregon. And this now will be a place where our children can visit and share this pride, learn about the state's role in our nation's history, and celebrate what it means to be an Oregonian. One of the joys of working in Salem, sometimes the only joy during the legislative session, is the joy of welcoming children into the Capitol, to watch their eyes widen and to answer their curiosity about the state's rich history. They remind us why we come down here every day, to make our state a better place for them to grow up, to play, explore, work, raise their own families one day, and continue a legacy of leadership that values community, fosters innovation, and opens more doors of opportunity for each generation. This display is a symbol of this focus, and I believe will be a place where future governors, state legislators, and many citizens will remember visiting as a child, where maybe they first understood the sense of pride and honor we all feel when we say, "I'm an Oregonian." It is a place that will forever strengthen our sense of community, stability, and a continuous reminder to never forget the many people who helped shape our state and our country into the remarkable place that it is today. So again, thank you for all joining us today in this celebration, and to those who have made this event and this new landmark possible. It is now with great honor that I ask all the others here to join me in raising these flags for Oregon and for the rest of our nation.
Just a minute. Thank you, Governor. Hold on just a minute now. Thank you, Governor. Now is the time, but a little instruction. The band will soon play some music, traveling music, and we'll watch, some of us that aren't going out to the flags will watch the rest of you try to find your flags. We'd like you to get to the base of your flag as soon as possible. We have people out there that will help you. Upon our signal, and please wait for the signal. And the signal will be when the band strikes up, what are we playing, band? I understand that. We will signal the band, and we'll signal you to raise your flag at the same time. Now, the governor is in charge of setting the speed. I mean, he's always in charge. So Herb, where's Herb? You take the governor to Oregon's flag, and so you'll know where Oregon's flag is, so you can watch the governor raise his flag when we're all ready, when we've given the signal. Nobody raises the flag until everybody is ready. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We want this to be awesome and on the front page of the Oregonian tomorrow morning.